Oh my, I'm so tired of my butt. Oh, hey, what's up, y'all? Now, if you can't tell from the title of this video, let me just spoil it for you. We are doing my top 5 favorite shotguns. And yes, I know there is only 5 shotguns. Well, we'll get to that, right? Pretty much for this video specifically, and not the other ones, since there's a variety of guns, and sometimes I can't even choose which ones is better than others, I am going to put ones at my lowest rank to my highest rank. So we're going to start off with the lowest shotgun very soonly, but before we do me a favor, like, subscribe, and comment, right? Dude, it helps out the channel, right? Don't make me beg on my knees. I think that's what I said in my first video. Maybe my second video. I'm not sure. Just don't make me beg on my knees. Okay. So, this is how it's going to plan out, or how it's going to go, is we are going to have 5 shotguns. Right? These shotguns are going to go worst to best. Now, I kind of already said that. The thing is, you guys might get defensive. I haven't really got any defensive comments, luckily, but I'm saying for future references, if you don't agree with me, totally fine. This is just an opinion video, right? If you get a total opinion, something works out for you, cool. Either you can argue with me. No, I'm joking. Well, actually, you could. If you find me in a server, which there's times where there's subscribers that meet me in a server. If you find me in a server and you want to give me your own opinions as to why you think your gun or whatever is better, you can do that. I'm just going to do the same thing. Right? So, for the most part, just keep it out of the comments. Let's keep it friendly. Maybe just say, maybe your own opinion. So right now, there's a common idea. Right? Do me a favor. Tell me, what is your favorite shotgun in Tactical Assault VR? Maybe even just what is your favorite shotgun in general. But I'd love to see what your guys' opinions are. Or what shotguns do you think they should add in Tactical Assault VR, since there's only 5, technically. I'll explain why I say that. So, if you guys are ready to jump into this video with me, make sure you subscribe, right? As you can see, if you have, right, I have, maybe by the time of this recording, I have like 33 subscribers, right? Which, by the way, I am so glad I've got my 30 subscriber mark. Let's try to get to 40, and maybe if we get to 50 by the end of March, I will probably do a special drop. I don't know. Maybe I'll do like a special video. I don't know. I'll think of the idea. All right. Maybe I don't know, have a couple of subscribers play with me, or start my own lobby for like, I don't know, an hour. I don't know. So we'll think about that when that time comes. So no further ado, let's hurry and get into what is my least favorite shotgun. Alright, so we have the Mariner here. Now, here's the thing, right? I like this shotgun when it comes to certain cases. I hate the shotgun when it comes to other cases. I'll explain what I mean by that. So, real quick, let me start off saying this is a loadout video. So, pretty much I'm going to be putting attachments on some of these shotguns if I'm even able to. But for the most part, I can only put a holographic sight. Now, I usually run iron sights, but time to time I might have this long holographic, right? It's holo sight. So, here's the thing, right? There's a couple reasons why I purposely chose this rifle as my least favorite, right? So, as you can see on the side, there's only 5 ammunition, pretty much rounds of 12 gauge that you can stick to the side of it, right? It ain't really much of a big deal, but it'd be cool if there was more, especially since it has such a long barrel, it should have more, right? Now, since this is a longer shotgun, it is very difficult to go around corners with CQB. This would be like if you're hunting ducks or something, I don't know, right? Load this with birdshot or something and shoot a pigeon, okay? So really, I usually use shotguns for close quarters. So having a long barrel shotgun just doesn't seem really useful for me. It seems maybe useful when you're on hunting, not when you're trying to take down terrorists. So yeah, really just not my favorite shotgun. The only good thing really about it is I can add a sight to it. I guess it still has some ammunition here, and considering that it holds 8 rounds, I think either including or not including what's in the chamber. So, yeah. So, least favorite shotgun. Alright. So, as you can see here, we have what I believe is called the 590A1. Now, I might not be pronouncing some of these guns correctly, but I'm trying my best. Alright, I might just look it up on Google and ask it to read it out loud for me so I can pronounce it right for you guys. But from what I believe, this is the 590A1, right? There is reasons as to why this is in 4th place. It's a wonderful shotgun, right? There's actually times where I've definitely used this. Probably more than the Spaz. I'd say the Spaz is probably would be the worst one on this list, but I'll explain how it's on this video. I'll explain. So, as you can see, the 590A1 has still 5 rounds on the side, but considering that it has a shorter barrel, it can't really fit any more rounds. Right. So, here's the thing. Right. There's a bunch of things that I think this shotgun includes that the Mariner does. For example, it includes a light, and it's just a shorter barrel, right? It might not have as much ammunition. I think it holds 5 rounds, 6, 1 in the chamber, I believe. But for the most part, it's a short barrel shotgun. Not the shortest barrel, but it's pretty short, so it'll work for close quarters. Now, if we see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 6 rounds, counting the 1 in the chamber, right? So, it holds a good amount of rounds, don't get me wrong, and it's perfect for CQB. So, this might be an interesting list, but I would say this shotgun I love, alright? It's a pretty good shotgun overall. Now, here's the thing. Some of you guys might not hate me. Some of you guys might hate my guts. But either way, it's a shotgun. We got the 590 Breacher shotgun. Now, here's the thing. This is perfect for close quarters. Right? Look how small it is. Now, maybe not stability in real life, but here's the thing. I usually run this all the time. You can have this as a shoulder and run a primary. This is the best shotgun option almost in Tactical Assault VR because you have a shotgun, a primary, and a secondary. Right? You pretty much have 3 guns for the most part. Now, this is for breaching, but, you know, you can still kill people with it. So I think this shotgun, also including the 590 beanbag shotgun, which is pretty much the same shotgun, just not the same ammunition. I think they're wonderful shotguns. Maybe not the 590 breacher, 590 beanbag one, but the breacher one is pretty nice. Right? The beanbag one serves its own purpose, but not for lethal like purposes. So that's why I put 590 in 3rd place, because honestly, it's been there. It's been my day one, y'all. Okay, and if you play Tactical Assault VR, it likely was yours too. Unless you're running a sledgehammer, then you're my op. Just letting you know. So yeah, 590 breacher shotgun. Right. So we are getting to our last 2 guns, with this one being in 2nd place. I love the M4. M4 entry, they call it in Tactical Assault VR, which is correct. Now, it's made by Benelli, I believe, which is like a made in France. So, I like it. Right? Now, what's different about this one is you don't actually pump. Right? And that's what I love about it, because this is perfect for close quarters. It's small. It holds about 5 rounds in the tube and 1 round in the chamber, so that's 6 rounds in total. And it might not have the ammunition on the side, which is alright, because honestly I don't really use it too much because I have to keep them refilling. It gets annoying. You actually have to rack it. Now that could get annoying, right? It totally can, instead of just racking it right here. Maybe they should have had an optional thing where you could just rack it right here. But it's just pretty cool, you know? It's pretty much, you know, it kind of is like a rifle in some ways when it comes to racking. So, you know, I like this gun mainly because it's like I don't have to keep them pumping, and I can just keep them shooting like this. So it's a lot more quicker and very good for CQB. But even though might be a good gun. Oh no, it ain't my favorite one. So obviously, that means we have to move on to the favorite one. So this one's gonna be a little interesting. I'm gonna have to do the. All right, and then we got the last one. Now, this one's really good. All right. Honestly, I don't know how to pronounce this. I think it was the Verpro 12 or something like that. I don't know. Amazing gun, right? I love this gun. Now, let me go over the reasons as to why. Now, when it comes to all the shotguns, there's only one that had a flashlight. I don't know about the Spaz. The Spaz is probably like the same low as the Mariner, honestly, in my opinion. Now, here's the thing. You got not just a flashlight, but a laser. You can put a suppressor at the end. It's mag fed, so you don't have to worry about reloading it, taking forever. You just change mags. All right. Now you also have that rack right there. There ain't any like button to push, or you don't really rack from the, pretty much the handguard, right? But you can also put an angle grip on it. Now, like I said, this is pretty much gonna be my loadout for this gun. Especially since it's the only one that can actually add all this type of stuff. But I usually add a long holographic with extended battery. And then I have the angle grip. So, wonderful gun. I love it. Probably my favorite gun in Tactical Assault VR at the moment. Right? I don't really have too much recommendations. Because honestly, this is probably one of the best guns. Now, I think what they could do is maybe make the Mariner mag fed. Or maybe make it where there's option of mag fed. Here's the thing, right? This is going to leave me down a very deep loophole. So if you want to skip this part, you totally can. I'll probably just get to my outro. Totally watch that because that might just be sick as crap. I don't know. Either way, when it comes to Tactical Assault VR and maybe adding different attachments and stuff like that, I think they need to have, one, a weight system, and two, as much as you can hold. Likely just a weight system, right? Because that's going to determine whether you carry a bunch. Kind of like how the LMG, if you carry that, it kind of weighs you down. Now, not a lot, but weighs you down. They also need to do the same thing with like vests and stuff like that, where when you put on certain vests, you can only hold so much. It would make customization and strategy so much more into depth and would make the game just so skillful, honestly. So, if anybody, especially if someone working with Tactical Assault VR is watching this, do me a favor, just pretty much put my idea out there, right? I don't know if it's already out there, if someone already thought about it, but this would be an amazing idea. It would change the game pretty much forever. Like, it would probably make one of the most drastic changes where people might hate it, but realism and immersive players would love it. And I believe that's what this game is going for, is the immersive, tactical, military tactics. And to get there, you need to be 100% realistic with it, kind of like a system like Ready or Not or some things like that, So, that's pretty much all the shotguns. So, I'm gonna have to rack this one, and then we're gonna get to our outro. So, all right, before we get into our last section, verse of the video, I just want to quickly say, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, right? Please, it does me a bunch of pretty much help. Like, it gives me benefits, gives me just pretty much gives me a smile, y'all. All right. So if you have the time, you're at the place, you can do it. You like this content, do a favor, like, subscribe, whatever, right? And pretty much, I'm not really forcing y'all. It's totally optional, but I do want to remind people that when you usually do subscribe, the content will pull up of my video more often. So if you enjoy these type of videos and you want to see them, you don't really have to have it notify you. It might automatically pull them up every now and then. Alright. Notifiers is cool though. right? So, now, let's get into our last section of the video. Oh, alright. So, I'm so glad you stayed. And is versus the video time, right? Now, here's the thing. For those that might be new, verse of the video is pretty much where I say a verse at the end of the video located in the Bible, right? This is to help you in your journey with God. So I'll do one verse. I might do a little explanation time to time, but we got a short verse today, very popular, and I believe y'all would love it. So it is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ. Wonderful verse. And just to kind of sum it up, right? Because there's not even a lot of things, so this is gonna be really interesting talk, pretty short talk. But pretty much any actions that you do, anything that you perform, anything that you fear, anything that pretty much you're uncertain about, you just know that Christ is with you and that you can perform all things within his safety. As long as it's not, outside of good actions. So, hopefully that brightened up your day. And maybe gave you a change of perspective, or maybe just brighten your mood. So, with all being said, I hope y'all have a blessed day, and as always, stay tactical.